Welcome to part 3 of this build series, and in this part I'm going to get to this point with these covers, but don't worry, we'll also build some functional parts. I have to design and print some more custom parts, like this angle bracket. The original one is too long and interferes with the tensioner brackets below it. And here it is attached to the printer. There's just enough room for the M5 bolt. Next up is the XY joiners, and this upper part is the original part. The lower part is a remix, and I will leave the link in the description. This is not my design. This is the designer's model on printables, and he's also got some other models for Trident. And he also did this just to adjust to the parts he had available, just like me. And these are the joiners completed. And this is the A side on the printer. And this is the B side. Next I have to design and print these bottom covers. It would be nice to have a printer that could print larger, but I had to do this as 4 separate parts. I'm probably not going to buy the Orange Storm Giga, but I'm working on designing a printer that will print 300 by 900 millimeters. Subscribe to keep up with that project. I'm closing in on 1000 subscribers. Thank you for your support, and I hope that will help me fund future projects. Now on to the artistic part of this build. I've gotten some help from my wife, and she helps me with adding the hardener. And this is a mix by weight, so it's 50% hardener and 100% of the resin. I'm using Glasscast 3, which is a bit different from the previous build. And this is the resin. In total we needed 450 grams, 300 grams resin and 150 grams hardener. You obviously need both the hardener and the resin to do this. The next step is to mix the hardener and the resin. And the objective is to get rid of all these strings, or whatever we should call them, and make this a much more clear liquid. And that takes some time. You should probably use about 4 or 5 minutes on this. With that completed, we can add the metallic pigments. This is the shimmer copper, and I think this is a beautiful color. We did add more as this progressed and used a lot of these metallic pigments. This looks beautiful and very promising. By this time I took over, and I wouldn't let anyone else mess this up. I wanted to do that myself. We didn't really know if 450 grams would be enough for all of these plates or covers, but we found out that that was just about the right amount. Could have been maybe a little bit more, but 450 was fine. The resin will level itself as long as the table is level, and this time I actually did level the table, so it was much better experience than the last time I did this. The resin will eventually flow out to all of the sides, but it helps to give it a little bit of help to release the tension, and then you just have to wait. This type of resin hardens in about 24 hours. And this is what it looks like the next day, and I'm very happy with this result. Leaving the art aside and going to the technical side of this build, this is the inside of the rear skirt on the printer with the position for the MOSFET and for the caddy. I made that part a little bit smaller. And this is the front. It's pretty much stock, and I decided to keep the display as I've been using that on the Voronish 1. The rear side of this skirt is far from stock because I have a stepper motor in the middle and I have this caddy for the electronics, but it's very easy to customize this. I made some covers for the corners as well. I'm ready to attach the art to the printer and I'm just using super glue. Until I get this very large printer, I have to do all of these components in separate parts. It's satisfying to see that this actually fits. And what should you use for a weight? Of course, a stepper motor. Same thing on the other side. Finally, some use for these hybrid steppers. Then just have to check that this is firm and this looks okay. I'm really happy with the outcome of this. I like the copper color, but as was mentioned in one of the comments, black extrusions would look even better, but this is what I have. The next step is building the A and B drives, and I will follow the assembly guide, and you can see these are the A and B drives. This very simple part to assemble, and it's just some bearings and shims. You only have to keep track of what is the A and what is the B drive. You can see that with a notch on the A drive, that's not on the B drive. And this is a stepper motor attached. And I'm using these Van Tie steppers I had. I attached that to the printer, which is also very easy. Getting these T-nuts in the right position from below of this extrusion takes a little bit of patience, but it's not difficult. It's just me being clumsy. And now ready for attaching the bolts. One detail to keep in mind is that on one side there's a M3 and M5, not M5 on both, as you might expect. This is what the printer looks like right now. I'm just waiting for a few parts. One of them arrived very timely today, and that was the gates belts for the X and Y. So I can start on that part now. I do hope to see you back for part 4, and bye for now.